So I'll share my story again. I've shared on here before, I think, but I went out to one of the very first ones I knocked, and when I first got started a couple years ago, and I met a wholesaler in the driveway. I was knocking the door, nobody was home, the house was vacant, nice, beautiful house ready to move into. The wholesaler told me, I said, oh, he said, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm looking to see if I can find the owner. He said, oh, good luck with that, and was kind of making a joke about the whole thing. So as soon as he backed out of the driveway, I went back and knocked to the neighbor's door. And the neighbor said, no, we don't know who they are. Or we didn't really associate with them, but the people across, Nancy, whatever her name was, across the street. So I got their name and I went over and knocked Nancy's door. I knocked the door. I said, yeah, Tom from across the street, your neighbor. I said, hello, Nancy. Tom from across the street sent me over here. He said, you know the neighbors. And so she filled me in on the whole scoop. And she said, I don't really know where. Yeah, she says, I don't know really where they went, but she said, I'll tell you what, if you go up to the end of the street, Mary is his mother. She lives on the corner. So I went up and knocked on Mary's door and talked to her. And I've been trying to call this guy, and it's been ringing and ringing, going to voicemail, nobody returning phone calls and so on. And I knocked on Mary's door. She picks up the phone while I'm standing. I told her my story, you know, what I'm there to do and that kind of thing. She's like, wait a minute, you can help him out of this and he doesn't have to go through foreclosure? And I told her how we do things, and subject to was the way I was going to do it. I didn't tell her subject to, but I could take over his mortgage payments and all this kind of stuff. She just thought that was like the thing that saved the world. She's like, wait a minute, give me a minute. Let me get him on the phone. He's got to talk to you. So the point I wanted to make out of that story is just that everybody else was trying to call that guy and he wasn't picking up the phone. I door knocked the neighbor's house and went around the block and eventually got to the mom. And when mom called, he answered. And not only did he answer with mom calling, but mom already set me up as being the person to do the deal.
Wow. That's the name of the game right there. Show up and win.